Welcome back to Rob Schmitt Tonight. Elitist New York Mayor Eric Adams laughing it up while trashing the heartland. Take a look at this.
New York has a brand. And when people see it, it means something. You know, when we go there, it's not, Kansas doesn't have a brand. When you go there, okay, you're from Kansas. No. Well, you know what? But New York has a brand.
So what brand would that be exactly? A trash heap city well past its prime, run by a 62-year-old empty suit who still thinks going to clubs is cool? Eric Adams insulting New York's tourism base during a press conference, revealing his plan to construct tent cities for illegal migrants that he hates but can't kick out for political reasons. What a brand. Just yesterday, New York and its spectacular brand had 2 quadruple shootings within hours of each other. Great brand. Adams probably didn't hear about it because he was at Marquee hitting on mortified cocktail waitresses 40 years younger than him. Too bad Kansas doesn't have a brand, you know? Just a nice, clean state filled with hardworking, happy people. Stupid comments may be Eric Adams' brand. Here he is 2 years ago as Brooklyn Borough president, railing against the gentrification of minority neighborhoods.
Go back to Iowa, you go back to Ohio. New York City belongs to the people that was here and made New York City what it is.
Yeah, let's kick everybody out. And then the real estate prices plummet, and then they have no tax revenue in government. Great brand. Derek Schmidt has some words for Eric Adams. Derek is the Attorney General in Kansas, who's also running for governor. I know you've been waiting all day to bark about this. Just, lay it on us, because I can only imagine what's going through your head.
Well, look, my first reaction was Mayor who? This is not an everyday name out here in God's country in the heartland. We're living our lives and, pursuing our conservative values and making sure that our kids get a good education and just generally loving life. The mayor's just wrong, and everybody knows it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is a great place out here on the Great Plains, out in the middle of the country. And, we love New York and the people in New York, but we don't want to be New York. And we certainly don't want to be New York under its current left progressive leadership that has just sort of driven that place off into the ditch. One of the reasons I'm running for governor, we have a governor out here in Kansas right now, a Democrat governor, actually coincidentally was born in New York and I think picked up a few bad habits early in her life that she's transplanted out here. We've got to make sure that we keep crime low in the state of Kansas. We got to make sure life stays affordable. It's certainly not that way in New York. We got to make sure that common sense values continue to prevail. My goodness, we have a Democrat governor who thinks that it's okay for biological males to compete against women and girls in competitive sports. So we got a lot of work to do to make sure Kansas doesn't become more like New York. But you know what? We like our brand out here.
I like it too, Derek. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, Senator Roger Marshall, also from Kansas, joins us now. We're going to talk about this and a couple other big topics happening in the Senate. Good to see you, sir. You got a football in your hand. What's your response tonight?
Hey, Rob, it's great to see you. And by the way, Derek Schmidt's going to make a great governor for Kansas. I can't wait until November. This is one of our brands. This is a Power Cat. Just want to invite the mayor of New York to Manhattan, Kansas, to Bill Snyder Stadium, to a Kansas State football game. Now, this is Baby J, and Baby J is from Allen Fieldhouse. Again, want to invite the mayor to a basketball game. But think about Kansas. Superman, the Man of Steel, is from Kansas as well. We talked about KU basketball, K-State football. So Wizard of Oz, my goodness, the Sunflower State, we grow wheat. We got our brand. But most importantly, the most important brand we have is that we think family is important, that we still believe in God, that we want our communities to be safe. And I don't know what New York's brand is like. I've had great visits there, but it's kind of a scary place right now. Our brand is that Kansas is a great place to raise a family.
Yeah.
And like Derek just said, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, well, New York once had a great brand. It's probably been at least 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know how long since it was a good brand, but it's deteriorating because of people like Eric Adams. That's the irony of the whole thing.